Hi everyone, hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica and this is Unite Inside. We help people unite with all the parts inside of them. And in this video, we have a very important subject, important to help you heal. These are the mistakes that you make while healing, while trying to heal yourself. If you are in a healing journey and you're trying to heal yourself, or you want to heal yourself, you want to start your healing process, these are the mistakes that you have to avoid doing, okay? I'm going to give you 5 things that you should avoid if you want to have a good, effective healing process, okay? When I was trying to heal myself, I made a few mistakes, or a lot of mistakes that actually blocked me from experiencing effective healing, from experiencing any sort of healing within myself, okay? And a lot of us make those same mistakes. And in this video, I am going to tell you what those mistakes are and what to do to correct them, and how to actually heal in a way that affects you in a good way, in a way that actually starts your healing process on the right track, okay? So the reason why a lot of people are going through these mistakes, or are making these mistakes, is because a lot of times we try to heal ourselves from a lower consciousness, okay? A lower consciousness, which is from low vibrational feelings of anger, of shame, of guilt, of grief, of blame, all these low vibrational feelings that we are living in this moment, because literally our vibration is the low frequency vibration, okay? And so from that vibration, we're trying to heal ourselves. We're trying to create like progress, or we're trying to heal. But I'm here to tell you that that really causes us to make a lot of horrible mistakes that block our healing process, okay? When we try to heal ourselves from a low vibrational point. And so I'm trying to tell you here that once I started raising my frequency, raising my vibration, getting into high frequency, high vibrations like acceptance, love, compassion, okay? These beautiful oneness, these beautiful vibrations are the vibration that you should be using, that you should be working with when you're healing, okay? So let's start with the first step. So the first step is going to be, it's not a step, okay? So the first mistake is what I mean, okay? So the first mistake here that people make is trying to heal yourself from a place of judgment, from a place of trying to change who you are, trying to change yourself, trying to, be something else because you don't like yourself. Because right now, you don't think that you're okay the way you are. You think that there is something wrong with you. So if you start to feel like that because you have trauma, that because you're experiencing these like triggers or whatever, that you start to tell yourself that you're not okay the way you are, that there is something wrong with you, that you have to change, that you have to fix yourself, that you have to heal, like fix yourself in a way of like, as if like you're broken and you have to like repair yourself, okay? So when you try to do that, what happens is that healing actually doesn't happen, okay? Because if you're starting it from with the intention that there is something wrong with me, that that I'm not okay the way I am, your body, your hurt parts of you are not going to feel safe enough to heal. The healing doesn't start and doesn't begin with where if you judge a part of you, if you tell a part of you that it's not okay the way it is, that there is something wrong with it, it's not going to be able to feel that healing, okay? And therefore, deep down, you're not going to be able to heal the way you want to heal, okay? The healing isn't going to start happening if you tell yourself that there is something wrong with me. If you tell yourself that you are not okay the way you are, and that you don't like yourself the way you are, and that you need yourself to change, this is a judgmental point of view. This is judgmental, critical, and not loving at all. And so it's not a good environment for your healing to be um, like to start, okay, or to happen. The healing isn't going to happen because it's not the right environment. The right environment needs to be that you start healing yourself from a place of acceptance, from a place of compassion, from a place of love. You healing yourself with the intention of that you want to give yourself love, that you want to look at these parts and give them what they need. These parts inside of you that are hurt, they want to look at them, you want to hear them, you want to feel them, you want to make them feel heard, you want to make them feel okay, okay? So if you're not sitting with those parts of you with the intention that you just want to give them love, you just want to give them compassion, you just want them to feel heard, and you just want to acknowledge these parts of you, you just want to validate them, okay? Because that's all you need for the healing to happen, okay? And so if you're not doing that, and instead you're sitting with these parts, judging them, telling them that they need to quickly repair, quickly change, so that you can feel like so that your ego can feel good, so that if there is an egotistical reason for the healing, if there is not a compassionate one, you're not healing yourself, you're not starting your healing process because you think that you need compassion, you think that you need more love, you think that you need that you are aware that there are parts of you that are not like not being heard by you, that are not being acknowledged, that you have needs that you haven't been trying to meet, that you haven't been trying to look at. So basically, the healing, you need to have a good aligned intention for the healing to happen. And the good aligned intention is going to be that you need to do it from a place of unconditional love towards yourself. You need to be okay with your pain, okay with the fact that you have triggers. You have to know that you are okay the way you are. You have to know that you are perfect the way you are, that there's nothing lacking you, that you don't need anything, you don't need to add anything, and that yes, there is hurt within you, there is trauma within you, there is triggers and pain within you, but that pain doesn't define you. It doesn't mean that you are as a person broken, that you are as a person something wrong with you. That doesn't mean, that's judgment. It doesn't mean that, okay? And so when you look at yourself from a place of openness and compassion and acceptance, that's when the healing actually happens, okay? And so that's a very big mistake that people make when they try to heal themselves. They really look at their healing process from a place of like, I need myself to change, I need to have good confidence, I need to change, I need to be this kind of person because I don't like myself. You're already judging yourself. You have to like yourself regardless of the pain that you're going through. You have to develop unconditional love towards yourself, that you will love yourself regardless of what you're going through in this moment, that you know that you're worth it, you know that you deserve love regardless of how hurt you feel, okay? Good. And so that is the first step. The second step I'm gonna give you, and it's the most important one, is please do not focus on being perfect in your healing process, but focus on making progress, okay? This is another mistake that people make. Basically, a lot of people will, they will basically be very, let's say, forceful or rushing their healing process because they want to be perfect, they want to feel perfect from within, they want to feel like they have no trauma, they want to feel like they have no triggers. But I need to tell you something, okay? This attitude of rushing yourself through your healing process, this attitude of wanting to be perfect and wanting to be a certain way, these high expectations of having to be very perfect and having no triggers whatsoever. Not only is it immature of you to have this kind of attitude, and if you're trying to heal yourself from this attitude, please stop. Don't even try to heal yourself if you're trying to do it from this place, because this is a very egotistical place to be in. It's immature and it doesn't work, okay? It's not wise at all. It doesn't work and it's not wise. If you only focus on perfection, you will never feel like you are making any progress, because deep down you're looking for perfection. You're looking for never feeling any triggers anymore, which is unrealistic. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. You have been through trauma for years of your life, till the age that you are now. If you are 30 years old, that means you had 30 years old of programmation and trauma. You really think that you're gonna get rid of all of that in 2 months or in 2 weeks? That you're gonna just get rid of all that trauma? You're gonna heal all that trauma within that time? It's probably gonna take 30 years to do that perfectly, or even more, okay? So I'm not saying that you're not gonna have any progress. You are gonna feel, once you start healing yourself, you are gonna feel progress. You are gonna feel like you're gonna feel like you're changing to the better. You're healing, okay? You're repairing. You're gonna feel less triggered. This is gonna happen once you start your healing process. But if you do get triggered, and if something does happen and you find yourself in the same situations that you were in, and you can't set boundaries someday, or you find it hard to say no, or you start feeling worthless, whatever it is that triggers you, it's okay. Do not tell yourself that you have to be perfect, because that's not your goal. Your goal is progress. Your goal is knowing that you are in your healing process. You're healing every day. Every day you're making more progress, and that's what matters, okay? That is the only thing that should matter. I'm telling you. If something else matters more than your progress, and more than giving love and compassion to those parts inside of you and making those parts feel heard, then you are being selfish with yourself. You're only fulfilling your egotistical desires, and those desires are gonna hurt you, okay? The desire to be perfect is gonna hurt you. You're gonna end up hurt because you'll never ever be perfect. Yes, we are going to be better, we are going to feel better, but you will get triggered at times. And maybe you will reach a point where you rarely get triggered, but it happens, and that's okay. Embrace all of you. If you actually are healing, a healing sign, okay? A sign that you're actually healing is that you are in full acceptance of who you are, regardless of whether you get triggered or whether you don't. So if you're going with your life and you get triggered, it's okay. If you feel like it's okay, if you are sitting with the pain, if you're not telling yourself that you need to change, know that you are at the right path. Know that you are healing, okay? If you have that kind of perspective, if you have that kind of attitude about your healing, that whatever it is inside of me, I will embrace, because that's what healing really is to fully embrace all of you, regardless of whether it's triggers, pain, or happiness and joy, okay? So like, if it's joy, you're happy and you're embracing it. And if it's pain, you need to do the same thing to it too, okay? You need to be okay with your pain, okay with experiencing triggers, and knowing that you are doing better. The better it gets, it will keep getting better, okay? It will keep getting better for you. If you focus on progress, it will look to you as if it will keep getting better and better and better, okay? But if you focus on perfection, you will get stuck, you will start to cry, you will feel like maybe you're not healing at all, okay? That happens to me too. I got myself in a really stuck place where I started thinking that maybe I'm not even healing. Maybe this isn't even working. But it is working, but I wasn't focused on progress. I was focused on perfection. So stop doing that. Okay, and so let's go to the third step, which is very important too. Stop using lower vibrational states to heal yourself. If you are using shame, guilt, blame, grief, fear, whatever those low vibrational feelings, if those vibrational feelings are if you're using them to heal, or you think that you're gonna heal if you shame yourself into healing, for example, if you're trying to shame yourself into healing, like telling yourself, why are you not setting boundaries? You're such a bad person for not setting boundaries. You have to start setting boundaries. If this is how you talk to yourself from within, that's going to complicate the process of healing. You know why? Because the parts inside of you that are in pain are not going to be able to, they're not going to take it well when you shame those parts. And it's just going to add another layer of pain to the pain that you already are experiencing. You're going to traumatize yourself more if you're trying to use shame to heal your pain. Or if you're trying to use guilt, for example, like blaming yourself, like you're the reason why we're going through this horrible trauma because you believed, like if you're trying to take responsibility but you're actually blaming yourself, that's not going to help you. That's only going to create more guilt, which will make you feel terrible about yourself, which will get you stuck and you won't go anywhere. So trying to heal yourself from a place of trying to heal yourself from a place of shame and blame and guilt doesn't work. That only adds more to the pain. That adds another layer to the trauma, and that makes those parts that are hurt inside of you, that makes them hurt even more, okay? And so what you need to do here is to start by just having compassion, like I said, just having acceptance, just being loving and making yourself feel better, okay? Using high frequencies, using happiness, using passion to motivate yourself, okay? Don't use lower vibrations. Don't scare yourself into your healing process. Don't use fear to heal yourself because that doesn't work. None of those work because it shows that you're not actually with yourself, and if you're not with yourself, that shows that you're not healing at all. Healing starts when you start becoming your own best friend, when you start understanding yourself, when you start acknowledging yourself and your pain. And if that's not what you're doing, instead you're doing something else, then just know that you're doing it for egotistical reasons, which is not loving to yourself, which means that you're hurting yourself and you need to stop. Okay, so let's talk about the fourth reason, okay? Let's talk about the fourth thing that you need to avoid doing if you're trying to heal yourself, if you're in your healing process. So don't force healing, okay? You heard me. Don't force healing. Forcing healing is going to lead to no healing, okay? So forcing healing is going to lead to no healing. How? It's because when you force yourself to heal, you show that you're not with those parts inside of you. You show that you don't love them, you don't care about them. You just want to look a certain way or be a certain way, which is an egotistical reason. And so the more you force, those parts are not going to feel heard. Those parts are not going to feel like you're taking them as a part of you. Those parts are not going to feel acknowledged and heard. When you try to tell yourself that you need to heal, come on, and you do your best and you exhaust those parts, you traumatize them more, you make yourself more anxious, you put a lot of pressure on yourself, and you put a lot of, you're going to experience anxiety, you're going to feel like crap. That's not love. That's actually traumatizing yourself. That's not healing, okay? I did that to myself. When I first started my healing process, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what are the right steps to take. And so I was very much thinking that I want to be confident, I want to be able to love myself and all of that. And so I started forcing the healing by listening to affirmations and making myself do certain things, and just like I was forcing everything I was forcing myself to say something that I don't want to say or whatever, right? And it didn't feel good. And so like it was like I was pushing against myself. I was fighting myself. If that's what you're doing, if you're fighting yourself, forcing yourself, that's bad. That's not loving. That's not healing. Okay? Do not fight yourself. Don't push against yourself. because what you push against, you create more of, because resistance creates more of the thing that you're resisting, okay? So what you resist persists. Stop resisting your pain. Stop resisting yourself. Just surrender to the pain. Be with it. Be okay with it. This is a path of befriending every part inside of us. This is a path of being okay with who we are. It isn't a path of changing ourselves. A lot of people think that this is the path to change themselves, to develop, to become better, to be this kind of expectation that they set in their own head. But this is not about that. This is not about, because if you try to do it like this, it will hurt you even more. It doesn't work. It's not a healing method. It's not a good healing method. It's not even a healing method to begin with. This is a abusive method. Don't abuse yourself. This is abuse. This is self-abuse. When you try to force yourself and you push against yourself as if there is something wrong with you, as if you find yourself in this like war, like it's like you're hitting your pain and you're fighting with it. Like, get out. Don't do that. Your pain is a part of you that's in pain, okay? Literally. Like I said in another video, look at your pain as if it's an entity that's a part of you that lives inside of you, okay? So it needs love, it needs attention, it just needs your presence. It just needs to know that you are with it, that you care about it, okay? And so if you're not taking all the parts inside of you as a part of you, and instead you're trying to fulfill some egotistical desires that you have, that's not love and that's not healing. And if you continue doing that, it will lead to the worst part of you ever. Actually, it won't hurt, it won't work, okay? Don't heal yourself from a place of ego. Heal yourself from a place of compassion and love, from a place of connection to the universe, okay? So here is the last 5 is the last thing that you have to avoid, okay? You have to avoid doing this. A lot of people think that healing themselves is actually numbing their pain, is actually suppressing their pain, is forgetting about it. It's like just as if it never happened. It's just trying to move on while like avoiding it in a way. And so like if that's what you're doing, if you're trying to avoid your pain, trying to avoid your trauma, trying to forget it, or like act like it never happened, while you're deep down you still feel it, deep down you're still there, but you're numbing yourself, you're pushing it away because you feel ashamed of it, you're pushing it away, you're denying it as if if it's not there, as if you haven't experienced it, and you think that this is healing, because I thought before that it was healing too. I had a phase of my life where I was pushing my pain away, when I was denying it and trying to forget about it, as if it's like, as if that's the right way to heal. And let me tell you, whatever you suppress, whatever you deny, whatever you try to push away doesn't go away. It actually goes to your subconscious mind, and it starts to attract events in your life that trigger more of it. The universe does this because you need to see your trauma. And so you will always find yourself in situations where you get triggered, and that pain that you try to suppress comes up to the surface, okay? It will come up in different ways. It will come up in bad habits, in coping mechanisms that you will have. It will come up in not being able to be one with your feelings, feeling numb deep down, feeling like you can't connect to any sort of feelings, feeling weird. Like, it will come up in the most terrible, horrible ways, okay? You don't want to do that, I promise you. You want to feel your pain. You want to let it come to the surface. You want to let it be, let it be seen by you, because that's what's going to heal it. You want to let your pain, you want to be face to face with your pain. You want to be aware of everything that's going on inside of you, because that is the first step. That is the most effective step that you can take that will definitely make yourself heal. You will start to heal, okay? I have explained this in other videos, but this video is about the things that you do wrong, that you need to avoid if you want to have a good healing process, if you want it to be effective, if you want it to work, okay? So, yeah, okay? So, like, Don't try to suppress your pain. Let it be seen by you. Feel it, okay? I know that it's painful, but if you feel your pain, it will release. The more you feel your pain, the more that pain feels more comfortable to be released, okay? Because that's the only reason why it exists. I promise you that pain is just a messenger. It's telling you that there is something that you're doing that it is wrong. There's something that is out of alignment that you're doing. And so once you know what it is, once you know what it is that you're doing that's out of alignment with who you are, then you can fully release the pain, okay? The pain is gonna fully be released by itself. It's just gonna go because it has fulfilled its purpose, okay? So I love you so much. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Try to avoid these mistakes if you want to have a good healing process. I love you so much. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. I will see you in the next video. I love you.